All right, so let's move past like the usual food delivery headlines, and really take a deep dive into Zomato's world.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack their business model, dissect different segments,
Mm.
explore what could fuel their growth, in the coming years.
Oh,
Think of this as like your cheat sheet to understanding Zomato's game plan.
right.
Straight from the source, their recent Q2FY25 earnings call.
What's fascinating about this earnings call is the level of detail that they provide.
Yeah.
It's like we're getting a peek behind the curtain to see how Zomato's leaders are thinking about the future.
I was really surprised to learn that as Zomato expands, they're actually seeing less customer overlap between their food delivery and quick commerce businesses.
Interesting.
That raises some interesting questions about how these two services complement each other.
It does suggest that quick commerce through Blinkit is tapping into a broader market than initially anticipated. It's not just the same folks ordering takeout who are now getting groceries delivered. It seems to be attracting a whole new segment of customers.
So let's start with Blinkit. Over 120% year-on-year growth is impressive, especially considering the competition in the quick commerce space is really heating up.
It is remarkable, and what's even more impressive is their disciplined approach.
Okay.
They're not just chasing market share at any cost. They're laser-focused on what they call sustainable and profitable growth and maintaining top-notch service levels.
Which makes their expansion strategy all the more intriguing.
Right.
They're not just trying to blanket every city in India with Blinkit.
Right.
They're carefully selecting their battlegrounds. Which begs the question, what are they looking for?
They're using data to determine what they call market depth, essentially figuring out how many stores a city can support before profitability takes a hit.
Okay.
It's a nuanced approach that considers factors like population density, purchasing power, and even local traffic patterns.
It's like they're saying, okay, we could rush to be in every city, but will each store actually thrive? They seem to be prioritizing building a strong foundation in the top 8 cities before venturing into newer markets.
And they're not just sticking to major metropolitan areas either. They're testing the waters in cities with different demographics.
Okay.
Essentially fine-tuning their model for diverse markets.
Which is fascinating because there's this assumption that average order values would be lower in smaller cities.
Right, you'd think so. But Zomato has found that average order values across the top 7 or 8 cities are surprisingly similar, even exceeding Delhi in some cases.
Wow.
This suggests that the demand for quick commerce and the willingness to spend isn't limited to big cities.
So they're finding success with their expansion, but it's not without its costs, right? We're seeing increased capital expenditures as they build out new stores and warehouses for Blinkit.
Exactly, and that expansion is putting a bit of pressure on contribution margins in the short term. New stores mean fixed costs, and it takes time for them to ramp up and become profitable.
Yeah.
Think of it like planting a seed. You need to invest resources before you can reap the rewards.
That makes sense. And speaking of resources, Zomato's recent move to raise up to $1 billion definitely caught my attention.
Wow.
It signals their commitment to continued growth, even if it means taking on some debt.
It's interesting because they've been very clear that they intend to remain a marketplace platform.
Yeah.
They don't want to own inventory, at least for now.
Okay.
But they're also not ruling out different options as the quick commerce landscape evolves. They're staying flexible.
Smart move in such a fast-paced industry. But I have to ask, with talks of economic slowdown looming, is there a concern that food delivery and quick commerce might take a hit?
Right.
These services are often seen as discretionary spending.
It's a valid concern and one that Zomato is closely monitoring.
Okay.
So far, they haven't seen a noticeable impact, and their businesses continue to grow, even with some unpredictable weather conditions thrown into the mix.
That resilience is encouraging. So we've covered quick commerce, but Zomato also has its going out segment.
Right.
They're about to launch this new app called District.
Oh, cool.
And I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
From what they've shared, they're taking a measured approach.
Okay.
Initially, they're focusing on moving their dining out and ticketing businesses over to the District app. It seems they're going to let user data guide their investment decisions.
Makes sense.
Which is a prudent move.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. What's really working in Zomato's favor? What are their strengths?
Their strong balance sheet is a huge advantage.
Okay.
It gives them the financial firepower to invest in their businesses for the long term.
Yeah.
They can weather those initial growing pains that come with expansion. That's something many of their competitors might struggle with.
Right. It's like having a safety net that allows them to take calculated risks.
Hmm.
But aside from the financials, what else stands out?
Remember the decreasing audience overlap between food delivery and quick commerce we talked about?
Yeah.
Well, it suggests that quick commerce isn't just cannibalizing their existing customer base.
Right.
It's expanding their market reach, which is a significant growth opportunity.
So they're not just competing with themselves, they're attracting new customers to the Zomato ecosystem.
Exactly.
And let's not forget the consistent growth of average order values across different customer groups and geographical areas.
Right.
This indicates strong customer engagement and loyalty, which is crucial for long-term success. People are spending more, and they're sticking with Zomato.
It's a really good sign.
All right, so we've laid the groundwork. We've explored Zomato's quick commerce venture, touched on their upcoming district app, and highlighted some of their key strengths. But there's much more to uncover.
Definitely.
Join us in part 2 as we delve deeper into Zomato's strategic playbook
Okay.
and analyze what the future might hold for this dynamic company.
Looking forward to it. It's like Zomato has cracked the code to anticipating customer needs. Their success in a market as dynamic as India is a real testament to their adaptability.
It's incredible to see how they constantly innovate and experiment, making bold moves while never losing sight of their long-term goals.
Oh.
They're playing chess while everyone else is stuck in a game of checkers.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Their data-driven approach is woven into everything they do. Remember their strategy of testing market depth before diving headfirst into expansion.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, we're not just throwing darts at a map, we're making sure each one hits the bullseye.
And this meticulous approach extends to their product development as well.
Right.
Look at how they're experimenting with faster delivery models. They're not just blindly chasing speed, they're carefully assessing the viability and sustainability of these models for their business.
They're finding that sweet spot where customer satisfaction, operational efficiency, and financial performance all align. This commitment to sustainable growth sets them apart from so many of their competitors.
Absolutely. They're not playing the short game. They're building a business for the long haul, and their recent capital raise really solidified that vision.
It'll be fascinating to see how they deploy that capital.
Yeah.
Will they double down on quick commerce, expand into new verticals, or maybe make strategic acquisitions? The possibilities are endless.
Don't forget their foray into the going out segment with the District app. That's a completely different avenue for growth and innovation.
It's like they're creating an entire ecosystem around food and dining, catering to every need and occasion.
They've evolved beyond being just a food delivery company. They're becoming a lifestyle platform connecting people with experiences beyond just meals. And this is where their deep understanding of consumer behavior really shines. They're anticipating how people's needs and preferences are evolving and building products and services to meet those needs head on.
It's almost like they're reading our minds.
Right.
But let's circle back to their financial performance for a moment. We discussed their contribution margins being squeezed due to expansion. What are their long-term profitability goals?
They've been pretty open about their ambitions, believing that both their food delivery and quick commerce businesses can achieve healthy profit margins over time.
And they've already proven their food delivery model can be profitable at scale. That's a significant accomplishment in such a cutthroat market.
True. But cracking the profitability code in quick commerce is a different beast altogether. The margins are slimmer and the operational challenges are greater.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But Zomato seems confident they can figure it out. They're constantly optimizing operations, streamlining their supply chain, and using technology to boost efficiency. And their data-driven approach guides their decisions on pricing, promotions, and inventory management.
They're not relying on gut feelings or industry trends. They're using their own data to steer the ship, which is a smart move. Their journey is a compelling case study in navigating the complexities of the Indian market.
Speaking of complexities, let's consider some potential headwinds Zomato might face in the coming years. The competition is fierce, consumer behavior is unpredictable, and the regulatory environment is constantly in flux.
You're absolutely right. And let's not forget the potential impact of economic slowdowns on consumer spending. Discretionary spending like food delivery and quick commerce could be among the first to take a hit.
So it's not all smooth sailing for Zomato. They face some serious challenges.
True, but they've shown time and again that they can overcome obstacles and adapt to change. Remember how they navigated the pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
They pivoted quickly, introducing new services like grocery delivery and contactless dining, emerging from the crisis even stronger.
Their agility is impressive. They don't dwell on setbacks. They see them as opportunities to learn and innovate.
Exactly. And their data-driven approach allows them to spot those opportunities early and act decisively. They're not afraid to experiment, fail fast, and learn from their mistakes.
It's like they have a built-in radar for market shifts and consumer trends. But even with the best radar, they can't predict the future with certainty. What if consumer preferences change dramatically? What if new technologies disrupt the entire food delivery and quick commerce landscape?
Those are valid concerns, and Zomato is acutely aware of them. They're constantly monitoring the market for potential threats and opportunities, and they're investing heavily in technology to stay ahead of the curve.
It's a never-ending race, but it's a race that Zomato seems determined to win. With their strategic vision, operational excellence, and unwavering customer focus, I wouldn't bet against them.
I agree. They've built an impressive business and show no signs of slowing down. They're constantly pushing boundaries, exploring new frontiers, and redefining what's possible in the world of food and dining. Their journey is a masterclass in building a successful business in a rapidly evolving and intensely competitive market.
It's a story that's still being written, and we're excited to see what the next chapter holds for Zomato. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this In Power. Part 2 of this deep dive. Join us next time as we wrap things up and explore some final thoughts on Zomato's future. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Zomato's business model, their different segments, their growth strategies, their commitment to sustainable profitability. It's been quite a journey.
It really has. We've gone from a surface-level understanding of Zomato to uncovering the intricate workings of this dynamic company.
One thing that really struck me is their unwavering focus on customer satisfaction.
Yeah.
It seems to be deeply ingrained in their company culture.
Absolutely. They're obsessed with providing a seamless and enjoyable experience for their users, whether they're ordering food, getting groceries delivered, or booking tickets for a night out.
And they're not just settling for good enough.
Right.
They're constantly innovating and introducing new features and services to make that experience even better.
They're not afraid to disrupt their own business model if it means enhancing the customer experience. Their move into quick commerce with Blinkit is a perfect example of that.
It was a bold move, and it's clearly paying off. Blinkit has turned Zomato into a one-stop shop for a wide range of daily needs.
And their strategic approach to expansion is ensuring that Blinkit isn't just a big city phenomenon.
Right.
They're reaching a wider audience and expanding their market, all while being mindful of profitability.
It's a long-term play, and they're executing it with impressive precision. But let's not forget their bread-and-butter food delivery. They're still finding ways to innovate and improve that core business as well.
They're investing in technology to make deliveries faster and more efficient, partnering with restaurants to offer a wider variety of cuisines and leveraging data to personalize recommendations and enhance customer service.
It's a well-oiled machine that's still humming along,
Yeah.
achieving growth even in a mature market. It's quite remarkable.
They've managed to stay ahead of the curve, adapting to changing consumer preferences and outmaneuvering the competition. And they've done it all while maintaining a strong financial position, a healthy balance sheet, a clear path to profitability, and the trust of their investors.
Zomato's a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. But as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left wondering what's next for them. What other surprises do they have up their sleeve?
That's the exciting part. We can only speculate, but I have a feeling they're not done disrupting the food and dining space. They're always looking ahead, exploring new possibilities, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Maybe they'll expand into other areas of e-commerce, leveraging their robust logistics network and massive customer base.
Or perhaps they'll delve deeper into the world of food tech, investing in areas like artificial intelligence, robotics, or personalized nutrition.
The possibilities are endless. And
Yeah.
given their track record, I'm confident they'll find innovative new ways to delight their customers and drive their business forward.
It's been a pleasure exploring Zomato's world with you today. They are a company in constant evolution, and it's going to be fascinating to watch their journey unfold.
I couldn't agree more. So to our listeners, keep an eye on Zomato. They're just getting started.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. In a world where convenience is king and technology is reshaping everything we do, Zomato is at the forefront of this revolution. They're not just a food delivery company. They offer a glimpse into the future of how we live, eat, and experience the world around us. The next time you open the Zomato app, take a moment to appreciate the ingenuity, the strategy, and the sheer determination that's gone into building this remarkable company.
Until next time, keep diving deep.